Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm starting a new challenge called the Art Based Challenge. This is for mostly beginners, but if you're intermediate or professional and want to give it a try, that'll be fun. For those who are starting out in digital art, if you don't have a program, I would suggest Fire Alpaca or GIMP as they're free. If you're looking for something a little more up there or easier to use, I would suggest Paint Toolsci. However, they have a 30-day free trial, and then I think the license is $46. So why don't we get into this and see what we come up with. I'm going to start by saying choose a really good base. Nothing with the head lopped off or just hair missing. It'll look funny, it won't work right. And if you can manage to do that, then I'm proud of you. I want to say check the weight of your lines that you're going to be using. That's almost a very important thing. When you're doing base art, the lines have to match, otherwise you're going to end up in a Solar Sands video or worse. I'm going to say layers are your friend as well. I took the base layer of the base art and put it on its own layer so I could fiddle with the colors and change her a bit to fit what I was doing. And later on I went and put the shadows on their own layer just so I could control that a little better. To change the colors in that way, you would just hit Control U. It brings up a little window. You can change the color, the brightness, and the saturation levels and the luminescence, making it lighter or darker. I also used layers to sketch hair and to sketch out an outfit that I wanted to do. If you are a beginner, I suggest maybe doing waist up art or bust shot, just to give yourself a little practice on what you want to do. That way it's not going to interfere or be too difficult. You don't have to come up with too many different things to try out. So you can see here I'm changing the shadows, and I eventually moved them to their own layer. So the shadows look a lot better. I also went and changed the hair. I had it straight and I decided, nah, I don't want to do that. So let's make it curly. Curly hair is fun. I want to apologize for the choppiness of this video. This was originally going to be a tutorial for beginners who were getting into digital art and wanted to start from somewhere using base art like some digital artists generally do. However, the recording software I used doesn't seem to want to work with anything that I have. Don't get me wrong, it was actually a really nice program. It isn't working for this. So hopefully the next one will be better and it won't be as choppy. Fingers crossed. I also had it sped up, so that can probably contribute to the choppiness a little bit. The reason I had it sped up is I didn't want this video to be 20 minutes long or 30 minutes long. It's a pretty lengthy video in itself at original speed. I think almost 50 minutes long, if that. So when you see it jump, I'm starting with the line art here for the clothes. I decided on sort of like a bralette style top or a bustier to go for the dress, and then the bottom half will be sheer. It's really irritating to have it so choppy, but most of the line art is pretty solid. You fiddle around a little bit. If you're using Paint Toolsci, there's a stabilizer at the top. A stabilizer is your friend, especially when doing line art, unless you've figured out how to use the line art tool, which I don't personally like to use, or you have learned another way to do your line art. But if you're going to use Paint Toolsci, definitely use the stabilizer. It makes the lines that much better. Even though I sometimes find that my line art is not the most perfect thing in the world, I still use my stabilizer. Also, make sure to save. It is of the utmost importance that you save frequently. You can give it whatever name you want and then change it later, but when you're starting out, make sure you save frequently. I've only had one incident with the paint tool side, and it's crashing on me, and I lost a whole piece of work that I had spent probably a couple hours on. I was very upset, even though I went back and sort of redid it because I managed to save some of it with a screenshot. It wasn't quite the same. It didn't have the same feeling as when I had started. So please, guys, for your sanity, save, save, save. Trying to see what I'm actually doing here. I think this was around the time I had started to either paint the hair or try to choose out hair colors. I was going to make it like a goldeny blonde, but I didn't really like the color all that much. It was a little weird. I eventually settled on this sort of muted reddish brown color. I thought it fit her better. And the clothes are more of a mint green. I really like mint green. I think it's cute. And I think it works for this character and her skin tone. When you are doing base art, please do not fall into the realm of using entirely too many colors. I know, every artist has their stylistic choice for whatever reason, but I'm telling you right now, if you have too many colors, you're going to have a hard time keeping up with it, especially, even though there are ways to shade with clip art layers or mask layers and things like that. You really don't want to have too many colors, because when you start getting into that, it won't muddy digitally, but it will be muddled, it will be confusing, it will hurt somebody's eyes, and then later on down the line you'll go back and look at that art and go, why did I do this? And I want to save you from a why did I do this moment. I have plenty of characters, and I just sit here and I look and I go, why did I do this? I have a character that I drew 10 years ago, and don't get me wrong, I love him, but I'm like, why did I do this? Why was he wearing this? Why were they this color? Why did I do this many colors? So you don't want to fall into the sparkle human, sparkle dog, sparkle Sonic OC character trope. You don't want to do that. So what I'm seeing on my screen looks like I'm getting ready to color in the dress, which is, the top half was a solid color, the bottom half is going to be sheer. To do sheer anything, you make a separate layer, obviously, over these skin tones, and you would just bring down the opacity. Now you can change the blending modes if you want to. A lot of times I change it to something like overlay or screen or luminescent or luminosity. There it is. That's specifically paint tool side. No, Photoshop has a lot more. I could not tell you about Fire Alpaca or GIMP at this moment. So if anyone has experience with those programs, please put it in the comments below. But basically, I wanted it to be sheer. And all I have to do is bring down the opacity. You can bring it down a lot, which may not have the desired effect, because even sheer clothing it can still be seen. It will leave a color, but you can still see the skin or whatever else is underneath a little better. And I fiddled around with the colors till I got something I liked, which was very enjoyable. And then colored in the hair, obviously, and then the background I just threw on a brush that I had and just painted the background. And this is the finished result. She's actually really cute. In another tutorial, I will talk more about this metallic bell thing. It's pretty much a simple metallic, but I really hope that this helped some of you who are interested in using base art to start. I don't want you to end up in a Solar Sands video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!